So I wanted to break this news out into its own video because I think it's big enough to warrant its own conversation. And that's some very interesting and surprising news about X-Men Apocalypse. See, writer-producer Simon Kinberg has been doing some publicity to promote the Blu-ray DVD release of X-Men Days of Future Past, and of course everyone's asking him about the much-anticipated at this point X-Men Apocalypse. And he gave the usual, we're going to have some amazing action sequences, and the 80s are fun to play with, although anyone watching the Goldbergs already knows how much fun the 80s can be. But then he said something that wasn't requested, but he just volunteered this information, and I think it's as I said, surprising and interesting, and potentially a little frustrating to us X-Men fans. And he said that apparently after X-Men Days of Future Past, this is going to be another Get Mystique scenario, whereas the film focuses largely on Mystique. He said in two ways. One, her relationship with Beast. They're going to continue to explore that further because he felt bad they had to backburner it in Days of Future Past. And then he said he really wants to further explore how Mystique is the child, basically, of both Magneto and Professor X, which is kind of creepy considering I think she wanted to sleep with Charles and Eric actually did sleep with her. So I wouldn't say the child of, I guess she's the product of their ideologies, we could say, but you know, it's also, the whole thing's kind of awkward because when you go back to the Beast sequences, you know, she and Nicholas Hoult, Jennifer Lawrence, used to date in real life. Dated twice actually, 2 rounds, and then finally broke up, I think for the final time it seems, so she could date Chris Martin. So awkwardness on camera, awkwardness off camera. But the whole thing that I find interesting is that they're continuing to focus on just one mutant. And we'll see how Hugh Jackman feels all about this. I think he's obviously very important to the franchise. But I don't think any of us want to see this go into the you know, the Mystique Wolverine show. It's already been the Wolverine show for quite some time, and I applaud at least another character moving up to that level, but you know what? Wolverine had his own movie that a lot of people really enjoyed, the last one, of course, not the first one. So why not give Mystique her own film? Lucy did quite well at the box office, made a lot of money for Scarlett Johansson even personally, and I think that Mystique is a character and Jennifer Lawrence is an actress who can support a singular film. We're getting very close to a female superhero film, and I think Mystique would be an excellent first candidate. I know there have been other ones in the past since it's Elektra and Catwoman, but I'm talking about one that people actually want to see and does well. And I think this Mystique film could potentially be it. And they have so many characters in the X-Men universe, I think they're a perfect franchise to spin movies off and have these solo adventures. Much like what Marvel's doing so successfully with the Avengers. I don't see why they can't follow that model. Now the other thing that this concerns me about, you know, by the way, I have no doubt that Jennifer Lawrence will do a nice job here. I thought she was very good in X-Men Days of Future Past and actually succeeded in making the role her own, which was a very tall order considering how iconic Rebecca Romijn was originally in the role. But I really like what Jennifer Lawrence did with Mystique, so let her go do it in her own movie because I think a lot of us are very excited about the new characters they're going to introduce in X-Men Apocalypse. There's, of course, Apocalypse. Then we're also very, very excited about this new younger versions of Jean Grey, Scott Summers, and Aurora Monroe. Of course, Cyclops, Jean Grey, a Marvel girl. She doesn't really have a code name. I guess the Phoenix, but we haven't done the Phoenix storyline really yet in this new timeline. And then, of course, Storm. And everyone's very excited because with all due respect to the original actors, who I think did a nice enough job, they haven't become as iconic as Mystique and Wolverine, or Magneto, or Professor Xavier. And I think those characters deserve to be at that level. So I think we're all very excited to see a new group of actors, and also Singer and Kinberg and the team take another stab at getting them just right. So if it's all Mystique, though, are we really going to get enough of a focus on those characters? Nobody wants more baby X-Men running around in the background behind our leads, which is what we saw in X-Men Origins Wolverine, which very disappointingly. Also, there were rumors that Psylocke is going to be in this, and if she's going to be at any kind of meaning, I don't see how they can continue to focus just on Mystique. And then also Gambit. Channing Tatum has signed on for this movie, and if he doesn't have a significant role, what would be the point of signing him on? I guess he could do a Quicksilver type cameo, but I would be disappointed in that. I think that people also were disappointed there wasn't more Quicksilver, and Quicksilver's coming back. And they also say they want to tease his parentage with Magneto and their own version of Scarlet Witch. These are all things that are going to take place, and of course there's been a time jump, so his younger sister that we saw very briefly in the movie, Wanda, will be older, and I believe able to join the fun. So I think that It's great to see Mystique getting so much attention. I love what the movies have done with Mystique. I would love to see it reflected more in the comics. I think she's a great character, although I think currently Charles Xavier and Mystique are married, right? Or were married before he was killed, so that's a very interesting storyline that's developing, and you have to wonder if that's come out of the movies. But I think Mystique is a great character. It's great to elevate her to the level of Charles and Eric, but I think that Wolverine and Mystique and Professor Xavier and Eric are not the X-Men. They are iconic figures, but the X-Men are a wonderful team that have so many great members, and I think it's time to maybe work on the others. So I'm curious to what you think. Are you excited about a Mystique-centered X-Men apocalypse? Although in the comics, Mystique has really never had much of a relationship with Apocalypse, whereas both Scott Summers and Logan, Wolverine, have had very intimate relationships with Apocalypse. So you would think those characters would certainly be front and center. And of course, Aurora Monroe hails from Egypt, where we'll likely meet Apocalypse. So those characters, it makes sense to have them be the lead, whereas Mystique, I'm not sure. I think I would like to see her on her own film. So I'm curious to what you think. Do you like this Mystique-centric film, or do you want this to be truly a team film and you would like to see an X-Men Mystique solo film? Would you see a Mystique solo film? Do you think it would do well? Write your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode, and you can check out some more stories about X-Men Apocalypse and other upcoming films right now.